Hey guys, how you doing? Anthony here, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to create your first bot with WABB. But before that, let's take a minute to understand why you actually need a bot. Look, as a business you receive dozens or even hundreds of messages on WhatsApp every day, right? And someone from your team is responding to all these messages. Probably it's you or your assistant, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that replies are usually delayed. And because of these delays, your prospects go cold or they start searching for other businesses that can consult them faster, answer their questions quicker, and they end up buying from your competitor. Another thing is distraction. I've seen this so many times. Someone sends a message and then disappears because they got distracted or simply forgot. With WABB, you can set up automatic follow-ups that remind your customer about you. You can automate all this communication in the same way you would normally talk or write to your customers. So without further ado, let's jump into bot creation. The first thing you will see in WABB is the dashboard page. Here you can see how many people wrote to you, the number of received and sent messages, your team's activity. You can invite as many team members as you want and they will all have access to conversations from your WhatsApp. Next, there are custom events, but I'm not going to cover those in this video. Well, the first thing you need to do to activate the WABB platform is go to settings page and connect your WhatsApp by scanning the QR code, just like logging into WhatsApp web. So let me click the button connect WhatsApp and scan the QR code with my phone. Okay, we need to wait a few seconds and okay, it's done. Okay, now what is a bot? A bot is simply a conversation that you want to send to your customer when they send you a specific message. These conversations are called flows in WABB and you can create your flows on the flows page. So let me open flows page. It's here and it's called flows, of course. You can run different flows based on different messages your customers send. For example, if a customer asks about pricing, you can run a pricing flow. If a customer asked about your services, you can run another flow that explains them. Let me create a new flow. To create a new flow, you just need to click Create New Flow button and enter the name. So I'll call it Test Flow. And click Create and Open. As you can see, a flow is simply a group of blocks that you can connect to each other. It's as simple as Lego, so you just need to drag and drop any type of blocks and drop it on the canvas and then connect it to each other. Okay, first I'll greet my customer with something like, hey, welcome to WABB. And to do this, I just simply need to edit my content block here and let me enter the new message. Okay, done. So then I want to ask for their name, just like in normal conversation. In WABB you can collect and store customer information, not only names, but anything you want. And to do this, you can simply use the dedicated sub-block which called user input. So you can click input here and ask something like, sure, but before we begin, please tell me your name. Okay, done. And then I need to select a user field in which I want to store customer information. So the user field is simply like a bucket or a variable where you can store all dynamic information. For example, budget, directions, name, any kind of numbers, anything you want, literally. So, and to do this, I just need to select here first name, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and this is how you can collect information in WABB, collect and store. And now the bot will wait for a response. Once the customer replies, I can send a personalized message to build trust, like nice to meet you, John, or nice to meet you, and then like any kind of any name you have collected. Okay, now let me show you how to actually send this personalized message. So I will simply add another text subblock and write here something like nice to meet you, and then I'll simply select my variable here, and to select the variable you just simply need to click here and then select your variable, and it's done. The name of your customer will be inserted automatically. Next, I want to ask the customer what they are looking for, or I can give them multiple options to choose from, such as book a call, get a coupon, talk to a human, and whatever. Let me just do this. And to do this, I'll drag another type of block, that called menu block actually, and add all these options. So yeah, I dragged my menu block, it's here. I just need to connect my content block to menu block. Okay, it's connected. Let me open my menu block. I'll switch the type to button list. It's the most convenient option. And here I'll change the description to something like, please select an option. And I just need to add some options. For example, book a call. Another one gonna be get a coupon. And the last one is talk to a human, for example. Okay, great. If the customer wants to book a call, I'll send them to my calendar. And to do this, I'm going to connect my book a call output to input of the next content block. So, and here I'm going to add text book a call, or use a calendar below to book a call. And I can use button, which is open website, and I'm going to insert here my calendar link, and I'll give it a title book a call. Okay, done. So if they want a discounted coupon, I'll tag them as a potential buyer. And to do this, I'll drag an action block. So let me open my block menu and drag another block which called action block. So as with the book a call, I just need to connect output of get a coupon to my action block. And here I'm going to select an action, add tag, and tag my customer as a potential buyer. So let me create a new tag, potential buyer. And okay, this should be one single word, something like this. And now my customer gonna be tagged with a potential buyer tag. And then I need to drag another block, another content block on my canvas, connect my action block to content block. And here I'm going to send promo code. And to do this, we have a dedicated button that called copy coupon code. And I'm going to write whatever, something like that. Okay, done. And the last thing I want to do is to assign conversation to someone from my team if customer want to talk to a human. So I just need to drag another action block, connect output of menu block to action block, and here select an action, assign conversation assign chat and mark as open. And here you can select someone from your team. For example, in my case, I'm going to select Wiphu, and conversation gonna be assigned to Wiphu. The last thing I want to do is to subscribe prospect to follow-ups. For this, we need to leave the flow page for a moment and go to the automation section and then open sequence. Let me do this. So I clicked automation section, and here you can see sequences. Yeah, here you can create all your automated follow-ups. So whenever you want to remind the customer about yourself, you use sequence. So let me show you how to create a sequence. You just need to click the button, create new sequence, enter the name, for example, test follow-up. Click create. Okay, and here you choose when messages should be sent. I usually send the first follow-up 30 minutes after the customer is subscribed, and the second one after 3 hours. So let me select 30 minutes here. And you can also set the specific time range when you want to send your messages to the customer. For example, if you want to send your messages to your customers during the work time, you can select something from 10 a.m. to, let's say, 6 p.m. And also we can select only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, except weekends. And then click Save. Here you just need to select the flow you want to send. And I already have some follow-up flows, so I just need to select them and set the timing. So let me select, for example, this one. And then I'm going to add another follow-up, as I said earlier, after 3 hours. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to fill this in again. And here another follow-up. Okay, the sequence is ready, and I go back to the flow. It was this one, as I remember. Yes. And I need to add another action block. And choose an action, subscribe to sequence. And select my sequence test follow-up. Okay, and connect my output of content block to this follow-up, to this action block, and then I'm going to connect this output of action block to the menu block. So anytime customer reach this point of the conversation, he gonna be subscribed to this test follow-up. Okay, done. Now we've created a simple flow that can handle and follow up with your customers on autopilot. By the way, once someone books a call through your calendar, WABB can automatically send confirmation message. And it works not only with calendars, but also with payment systems, e-commerce platforms like Shopify, and many more. The last step is connecting the flow to a keyword. A keyword is simply a trigger phrase. For example, I'll create a keyword called info keyword and set the condition to contains. So let me do this. And here you just need to select a flow. My flow was called test flow, as I remember. Yeah, it's here. And then click create. That means if the customer message contains this word, the bot will trigger the selected flow. I'll define the keyword as details. Here you need to define the keyword itself, the trigger phrase. So you can define multiple keywords. For example, details. And another one is gonna be info, let's say. And then you just need to activate the keyword here on the right side. You just need to click this toggle. And that's it. We created a flow. We created a sequence or automated follow-ups. We subscribed our customer to this follow-up during the conversation. And then we connected our flow to this specific keyword. So once our customer send us this details keyword, we're going to trigger our flow. And that's it. Now let's test the bot. Now we will send a message details to our bot, and as you can see, the bot starts responding. It greets us and asks for my name. I enter my name and it greets me personally. Yes. Then it sends me a menu where I can choose what information I want to receive. For example, I choose get a coupon. And the bot sends me a coupon that I can copy and use. Let's go back to other options. For example, if I click book a call, the bot sends me a calendar link where I can schedule a call. And if I click talk to a human, my agent would see a new incoming chat in their live chat interface. So I just opened the chat page where you can see the entire conversation with my customer. And the same way your team members can track all the conversation that's happening right now and simply take it over if it's necessary. Okay, that's all for today. This was just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with WABB, a very quick demonstration. For more details, you can get our subscription, attend our classes where we teach you how to build bots and start boosting your revenue as early as tomorrow. Thank you.